I think we're live.
We're always live before I know we're live.
Yeah, we're 12 seconds live.
Oh, there it goes. Oh my God, you can just look there and know you're live. It was giving me
Not a secret.
It's not a secret. It was giving me an instruction because one of our platforms wasn't syncing. And so I thought it wasn't going live until I corrected that. But I just want to say that I washed my hair this morning. It takes hours for it to dry. I did an interview a few minutes ago and it was like completely flat. So I went like this, and now this is the hair. This is the hair I want. It's big, right?
It's so funny. So I didn't even tell you this. I don't remember, one day, Todd and I were coming back. We were in the car. You were walking along Shaker Boulevard. And I spotted, we were in our car. Yeah. And I was like, I think that's Sue up there. And Todd's like, that's not Sue. Sue doesn't have that much hair. And we go by, and I was like, that was totally Sue. Oh my God, her hair's so long.
Yeah, it's long, but I love when it's like, really big. I would love to have that. Okay, so
my hair was big last night. Oh
yeah, it is big.
It is big. Yeah. It's like 80s hair.
Oh, no, my 80s hair, no, that was younger. My 70s hair was like Cousin It. Do you remember, what was it, what was
Addams Family.
Addams Family.
Yeah.
It was like literally covering my whole face. I was so happy. I loved it. And then, your mother says, you have such a beautiful face. Why
are you hiding it? Yeah. Well, it's such a bum.
Yeah. All right. I was thinking at 4 a.m. when I was up that I am a slave to my emails. Mm. Yeah. Are you?
I wonder why you were thinking that.
Oh no. Let me rephrase it. I was thinking it because I am slave to my emails, but I would really like to kind of dig myself out from that, because that's letting other people decide the priorities of my day. Mm-hmm. And it's so daunting at the end of the day to have hundreds of new emails that you haven't looked at. Like, some of them are important. So if anyone's listening and has a system that works for them, share away. I do have a system. I don't
really?
Yeah, I do. And I really like my system. I live in fear. I think my system only lives on my computer. So if I save it on an external hard drive, at least at Apple, they told me this, that organization will not be saved. Mm-hmm. But I just make all these folders so that when I'm ready to address a topic, it's like all there, all contained, instead of having to like search. And so it like lightens my inbox.
Yes.
It also gives me like a nice kind of folder system. But but there's a lot relying on that system.
Well, and my system is similar, but it's like the inverse of yours. So I read through my emails, and then it's more like I'm done with anything I'm currently working on. And currently could be like a month. I mean, it's a long, it's a long cycle. And so then when I'm quote done, but I still need it at some point, then I move it into a folder. I don't think I could move it into a folder unread.
Oh no, I read them. But I
I'm getting my heart rate. I think my blood pressure went up during the last 3 minutes.
No, I read them.
Okay.
I know that like it's going to be a project that I'm going to tackle for an hour at some point, and I need all of those things to be aggregated together. It's like a really good filing system in an office. But my problem with all of the other management tools is how many of them can you have, and how often do you remember to go to them?
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That is the problem. You just hit the nail on the head. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one is right in my face. It's like, okay, this is the example. Like when I work, I have all of my papers spread out all over. And I know where
that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So I know where everything is. And then I, at the end of the day, like stack up all of my stuff and have a nice pile. Some people I think don't work that way.
So I was reading this thing I could find. It was so funny. It was like a text or tweet. Maybe it was tweets about my husband. It was my husband working from home and all the things I've discovered. Some of them were so funny. So one of them was like, one was about when he's on Zoom calls, he speaks like he's at the Super Bowl and they've forgotten to give him a mic. So I thought that was funny.
That's my house.
Oh.
Literally,
I will have to find
the funniest thing. Like everybody walks by Dan.
So funny.
Everybody walks by Dan and says, like, they can hear you. Like,
oh my God.
But I did it yesterday. I was on a call and I was like, oh my God, why am I screaming?
I was with you. I was on the call because you said I didn't think you were screaming, but I guess in the context if people were around, I'm sure
No,
sure they would say you were screaming.
I don't know why. I all of a sudden realized like I'm screaming.
Oh my God. But the other one that was in this group was my husband keeps there were two. One, he keeps a 0 inbox. Like, what is he, a psycho?
No, I want that.
I know. Todd has someone at work that does that. But then the other one said, my husband has 10,000 emails in his inbox and I'm about to have a heart attack. So funny. Because I'm like, oh, so it's funny when you brought up this topic this morning, I was busy deleting emails. But again, it's a little bit of the end of a cycle. We were going to print on our regional issue, right? So there's a natural break sometimes in my head where I'm like, okay, I can take a breath, start going through some of those, right? And get rid of them. But yeah,
if you're watching and you haven't ordered your print magazine, you can order it. I'm going to put the link right here.
Oh, that's great.
You can still get in on this issue, which is a holiday issue. And it's really good. Sharon Holbrook does an amazing job.
Lots of good suggestions about family time when we're coming off of a lot of family time. So some good stuff in there. Yeah, I don't think there are any great email solutions. I'm gonna go with it is
someone has one. Let's see if anybody here has one. How do you organize yourself? Put it in the comments and we'll share it.
Okay. Because here's the other piece. I think some of it is like a state of mind. Like, so there have been times where we'll be outside, maybe by the fire pit, right? And it'll be a Saturday afternoon and Todd will look at his phone and he'll go, ugh. And I know what that is. And it is either a text or an email from a client. Now, I think they're different, which is kind of an interesting conversation, but like an email from a client, I'm like, you don't need to answer that now. He's like, but I feel like I do. I'm like, I don't think so. Because then you're saying that it's okay that you are working over the weekend. I mean, if it's an emergency, but I think I feel like some of it's a mindset, like creating maybe some of those boundaries. I was reading something recently about, I'm trying to remember, a CEO who was saying how like he had to model that behavior for his employees about like, where those boundaries are. And I think, and you and I have had that conversation where like people have said like, well, I saw your email at whatever. Okay, well, you don't have to answer it.
But I'm aware of that. Like I gave up during COVID, but I'm aware of like being up at 3 a.m. and needing for my peace of mind to get like a bunch of stuff off that I forgot about. And I am aware of how it's perceived on the other end when you receive it, like, oh, bad night. Mm-hmm. So I'm torn. I am totally torn about letting people know about my erratic sleep pattern. But I think COVID has forgiven us for so many foibles that I'm just letting go of that one. But in terms of living what you believe is the right way, like Lori, let's see. Yes, it is. We're gonna share this in a second. But Lori Santos, who is the happiness expert at Yale, and I don't know why I did this because she's in fact the happiness expert at Yale.
Yale's a real university, right?
I didn't do it around Yale. Anyway, we had her on. She has all these wonderful tips. You can find the interview at either on Facebook or on our YouTube channel. But I emailed her afterwards, and there was an auto reply that said, in order to practice what I preach, I am not responding to the emails that come in right now. I need some peace of mind right now. This has been a stressful time for all of us. And so I just hope you'll understand. And I was like, good for you.
Totally.
And then I was a little like, but how do I reach you? Okay, let's see so Jacqueline has, it's important to have downtime away from work. Oh, yes, we are so aware of that.
Yes. And I love Jacqueline. I love your, oh my goodness.
Sunset?
What do I call it? Her
profile picture. What did you say it is?
Profile pic?
Yeah. Okay, here's our friend Joni. I worked with someone who lived this rule. Touch an email in your inbox only once. Don't open it if you don't have time to address it. I could not imagine doing that. Okay.
What a psycho.
I worked with someone who lived this rule. Touch an email in your inbox only once. So you only address it when you can resolve it. Oh my God.
No, I can't. Okay, here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to say about that. Sometimes you have to see it and like, I could be waiting to get on a call, or I could be waiting for something to happen. I don't know. And it's 2 minutes before a conference call, but I'm like, oh, I have 2 minutes. So I open it to see what's going on, but I may not be able to address it then.
Okay, well, so there's a point here that Stephanie and I are both in the same camp on, which other people might not agree, including the rest of my family. When there's 2 minutes, I think I can get one more thing done. And my family thinks that you will never get out the door if everybody takes the 2 minutes. And I'm like, no, I don't want you to take the 2 minutes, but I can take the 2 minutes. Okay. I'm going to get it done.
Yeah. Right? Guilty.
No, I know that about you. Like we both are like, why would you waste 2 minutes? You're not.
I could probably like build a barn in 2 minutes.
So Joni's point is a great one, but like I wouldn't know that I couldn't get it done in 2 minutes, like Stephanie just said, until I read it. And then by this theory, you'd have to, I guess, trash it at that point. I don't know. What do you do with it? Joni, help us. What do you do?
Yeah, let's see what people say. Okay. Do we think that we may have to save this topic for next week? Okay. Do we think COVID is creating more or less boundaries?
0.
You think 0 because everyone's at home and because?
I think the whole world has eliminated. There are no gatekeepers anymore. There's no like work and not work. You have to really work hard to kind of make separations because most people are working from home.
Yeah.
And there are so many barriers in the world. Like what percentage of people you talk to do you think have work clothes on the top and, sweatpants on the bottom?
Oh yeah. 85.
Yeah. Right. And sometimes even
and the other 15% have no work clothes on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and dogs, cats, pets walk in the middle of meetings and we just go, oh, look at my dog. Oh, hold on 1 second. I mean, there is no separation of work and life.
I have to give one plug tonight. Our temple is doing Bring Your Dog to Services night.
Oh, but you're doing it virtually.
Yes. Kind of there, but my daughter's cheering in the background when she just heard that.
Yeah, but that's so funny because you were doing that anyway. So
I know it's totally true. But now they're officially invited. So now I've got Luna trying to figure out what she's going to wear tonight. She's throwing everything out of her closet, just like your typical teenager.
Okay, Joni's going to help us now.
Okay.
You would set up folders, voice follow-up or email follow-up or manage today or manage tomorrow or just file it. And the manage today folder had to be empty. Wow. Wow.
I think he was a bot too. I'm going to go with that.
I'm going to try it.
Oh my God, no.
We'll report back next week, Joni. If you have time, jump on. We'll report back.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's really such a good idea because it's like it would be the same folder system we would have had when we had folders, which is like the immediate, the long-term project. Yeah, really good.
It didn't work for me. Okay, here's what I'm going to ask Joni. Joni, you can weigh in. Is his car very clean? And does he have an empty? And if you walked into his office, we'd be like, oh, that's so interesting. We have a new employee starting today because there's nothing in it. I think I've totally profiled him. So let me know. I'm pretty sure I know the type.
Yeah, but you know what? There's a little judgment in your voice. What's so bad about that? Like
not a little judgment in my voice.
I'm just saying, I think a lot of us would feel better if we lived like that. Like it would
you know what? I want it. Here's what I'll say about it.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of it. And at the same time, I'm suspicious of it.
Why?
I say it all the time to Todd. No, I swear. Because I'm always like, what are you hiding? Like, I have that It's true. I think it's super weird.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just the brain works differently for different people. You know?
Yeah. I think
I'm so overwhelmed by my inbox. I'm so overwhelmed by my inbox.
Totally.
So why wouldn't I want to be less overwhelmed? And
no, I think you want to be. I don't think you can be.
All right. You know what? Challenged.
So next week, Sue's going for inbox 0. We'll see how that looks.
Well, also some of it is the business we're in. Like I can get 200 emails a day. So if I'm getting through the responses to 200, it means nothing on my plate is getting done, which can't happen.
Yes.
So it probably is a little bit business driven. Like what do you do all day?
But right. Yeah, that's really interesting. I wonder how much, I agree with what you said. you think I guess there are plenty of people who aren't getting a couple hundred emails a day. I hadn't even realized that was a thing, not to get that many.
Yeah. My husband, my son-in-law, they can get to 0. Their lives aren't operating that way.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, guys. I hope you found this as fascinating as the grout. It will keep coming up. Okay, no, I didn't think we should talk about it.
My grout looks bad again. I thought COVID was over. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, wait, Jacqueline's going to come back with a suggestion. Yay. I color code my inbox. Red for urgent, orange for in progress, green for complete. Oh, I don't even know how I do it. Are you willing to give us more information? How do you do that? Is that easy? Do you know how to do it?
I wish we could bring Jacqueline on live.
Well, we probably could. Let's see. Jacqueline, do you want to come on?
Oh, no, I didn't shower. But you know what? Look, it is not a thing. Look, we do it all the time. I had a woman the other day for a call, and she's like, her camera wasn't on. I'm like, oh, your camera's not on. She's like, oh, I'm not camera ready. I'm like, you're looking at me. Do you think I'm camera ready?
So I don't know how to get her on, but if she shares any more information, I can share it. But I bet there's a trick to getting her on. It's not the 3 dots. Yeah. Jacqueline. Oh, I put it back up there. That's the same one.
Yeah. Jacqueline, do you want to be on?
Well, if you have a chance today, go into the comments and just tell us how the mechanics of how you do that. Wait.
Google it.
Oh, all right. Fine. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, Joni. And we'll see all of you next Friday. Have a good week.
Bye.